5 seconds. 5 seconds of the secret show.
Oh, it's been said a bard's life can often be a hard life, or hill and dale to rove and always move from town to town. And some folk have inquired if ever we grow tired of ranging all around the world and never settling down.
But one should be a little wary of remaining stationary, 'cause comfortable is lovely, but it's not the way we grow. When life starts to unravel, pick up your pack and travel. You'll find a strange serenity in places you don't know. Wriggle-dee-dum-dee-doo-da-terry-o-dee. There's so much to see beyond the open door. It's outward bound we go. Who knows what we'll find that we've never found before. Adventures waiting further down the road. It's waiting for you further down the road. You've got no map for showing which direction you are going.
But why start on a journey if you know where it will end?
And once you recognize,
to anticipate surprise, you'll relish every twist and turn that lies around the bend. Wriggle-dee-dum-dee-doo-da-terry-o-dee-da-dee-da-dee. There's so much to see beyond the open door. It's outward bound we go. Who knows what we'll find that we've never found before. Adventures waiting further down the road. It's waiting for you further down the road. Lie-da-lie-da-lie-da-lie-da-lie. Lie-da-lie-da-lie-da-lie. Lie-da-da-lie-da-lie-da-lie-da-lie. La-da-da-lie-da-lie-da-lie. La-da-da-lie-da-lie-da-lie. The world has got its demons. There are many reasons why you'd find it harder to be brave than be afraid. But every life could use some danger. Every friend was once a stranger. Ships are safe in harbor, but that's not why ships are made. Wriggle-dee-dum-dee-doo-da-terry-o-dee, da-dee, a-fwit-da-dee-da-dee. There's so much to see beyond the open door. It's outward bound we go. Who knows what we'll find that we've never found before. Adventures waiting further down the road. It's waiting for you further down the road. Lie-da-lie-da-lie-da-lie-da-lie. Lie-da-lie-da-lie-da-lie. Lie-da-lie-da-lie-da-lie-da-lie. Da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. Adventures waiting further down the road. Let's go! Lie-da-lie-da-lie-da-lie-da-lie. Lie-da-lie-da-lie-da-lie. Lie-da-lie-da-lie-da-lie-da-lie. Da-da-da-da-da-da.
Crafting, crafting, crafting with Joshi and Cubby. What will we make today? What is the dice of the day? Crafting, creating, collaborating. What would an octopus say? Trivia questions, hooray! Creating, clickbaiting, can't hardly waiting for the crafting show. A crafting show with Cubby and Joshi. Hi, everybody. Look who's here today. It's me. And only me? Who knows? We'll find out soon. Um, we might have Mab joining us. We might have Kitty joining us, or might just be me. It's a mystery to all of us and to everyone. Hi, welcome to the crafting show. I'm Shoshi. I wasn't here last week because I had an audition and it went really well, and I got a call back, and that went really well. And then I haven't heard anything since. So that's fine. There are so many reasons why you might not get cast in something. Yeah, like I really eventually reach a point and you're like, it's out of my hands. Also, having been on the other side, like I've directed things and cast things myself, like it's really not like if you get a callback, it's not and you don't get the part, like it's not a reflection on your talent or anything. There's like so many other factors that could go into it. And yeah, it's part of the thing. And like they've got to do the best thing for the show is ultimately what it is. And like if this opportunity isn't one that works out for me, that's fine because like that means I wasn't right for the show and I wouldn't have had a good time anyway. It's how I like to think about it. I'm just fiddling with the crafting cam right now, setting that up. There we go. Yeah, as you can see, I've been making some fun cardboard props over there. You can see it's like a bone and some handcuffs. Um, and normally that's what I would be doing on a Wednesday because Wednesday evening. Oh, sorry, I'll stop that from shaking. That's got to be very annoying. What I would be doing on a Wednesday is because we have our crafting show, sketch show. So I usually do cardboard props on the Wednesday before our show. However, we're not going to be having a show uh, this Wednesday because the air conditioning broke in the theater. So and we're also in the middle of a heat wave. So that's not really sustainable because once you get the lights on in a place and a bunch of people in the theater, it's going to be real hot and no one wants to do that. So we're going to have the show. They're going to reschedule it. It's going to happen. We just don't know when. So I am still going to be making the props because we're going to do the show. And they're fun props and I want to do them. And I have new cardboard to work with that I want to show off. But before we do that, I might even do a little quiet crafting today. But before we do that, I wanted to do. I'm finding I really like doing repair work on this show. It's interesting, and I learn stuff, and other people seem to learn stuff. So I have these really awesome linen pants, vintage linen pants, probably from the 70s, 80s, I'm not sure. But they're lovely. They're like that beautiful linen, and they've been worn for years, so they're super soft, and they have that great thing where they only fit you at the waist, and then the rest is so wide, which is so nice when it's hot because when it's hot, I like to have fabric covering me because it keeps the sun away, and also I find actually keeps you a little bit cooler if you're sort of covered in breathable fabric. That's what the desert people do. They must know what they're talking about. But I don't like to have anything tight or touching my skin when it's hot. So something like this is ideal because it literally just touches me in one spot around the waistband and the rest is just flowing around me, creating airflow. Yes, exactly. Yeah, exactly. But the zipper broke. I'm so sad. And look how cool this zipper is. It's like one of those old timey, like it's like a beautiful, let me get in really close there so you can see it. It has like a beautiful shape on it. and it's like really nice metal. It's a really great zipper. I mean, this zipper is probably it might be as old as I am. It might be like an old zipper, and it's lasted so long. Uh, and I don't want to do a new zipper. I could, but I want to keep this original zipper because it's such a pretty zipper. So I'm gonna attempt to do some repair work on it. Um, and I know you can. And ooh, I like pants like that. Yeah, that you and they're loose, or you can tie them tighter around your ankles or even up around your knees and get kind of like some poofy pants action going. Yeah, those are the best. Yeah. I have a really great pair of they're technically sweatpants. There's like sweatpant material, but they're very nicely made. And they have yeah, you can either wear them as pants or you can tie them up at the side and get nice little shorts, and they're good. I have to not wear them when I work because 'cause they're so comfy, and I want to wear them when I work, but they're also very nice, and they're useful for if I'm doing an indoor gig, or something like that, and I don't wanna get them accidentally covered in paint and glue and all the things that most of my clothes are covered in. I try and keep my working clothes and my non-working clothes separate as much as possible. Uh, Otherwise, everything I own gets covered in glue and paint, which is not a bad thing. It's just life. Just how my life is. All right, so I'm gonna scoot over here a little bit. Boop. Let me adjust the camera a little bit there so you can see me while I'm working here on this, and you can see me there. Again, one of these days I'm going to figure out how to. All right, this is going to shake for a second. I'm going to take this off because I'm guessing that looking at a shaking camera is not something anyone wants to do with their time. That sounds like a terrible thing to do. But one of these days, I'm going to figure out how to make it so I can make the crafting cam big. Maybe it's just not possible with a phone. Like that might just be how life is. But I can get it. There we go. So it's a little closer, so you can at least see a little bit better what I'm doing. Yeah. 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 Uh, I there's this fashion thing my sister told me about, and it's like 3-word fashion, and the first word is your ideal fashion, and then the next one is what you actually wear, and then the third one is I don't know how it makes you feel, like how you want to feel, and you kind of like take those 3 words, and that's how you figure out like what your look is going to be. And I was like, mine's comfortable, comfortable, and comfortable. Just want to be comfortable. But also for me, that includes being a little fashiony. Like if I'm not a little bit put together, I feel uncomfortable. So that's part of the comfort. But yeah, I very much enjoy being comfortable. All right. So here's the thing how most zippers break. I'm sure you've all experienced this if you've lived life in the world, where the teeth come out of the zipper thing. Let me get that where you can see it. Yeah. So the teeth have become separated from the zipper thing. Now, in theory, and I've done it a couple times before, you should be able to use some needle nose pliers. I know some people say they can do it with scissors, but I've never figured out. Oh, I love that. Those are great words. That's good. Yeah. I wish I could find a good pair of jean shorts. It's it's been a journey. It's really hard to find a good comfy pair of jean shorts. It's hard to find a good pair of jeans, let's be honest. Uh, all right. Okay, so in theory, I know people who've been able to do it with scissors, but I don't know how they do that. But I read in a book that someone used with scissors to fix their zipper, but I've never figured out how to do it. But needle nose pliers. So in theory, you should be able to take these pliers, open this up a little bit wider, slide the teeth back in, and then close it back over. So that's what we're gonna try to do. But if anyone has ever dealt with this before and has a better idea of how to do it, I'm all for it because I would rather not, do any damage to this lovely. I wonder if I might need two needle nose pliers to pry that apart. Hmm. I've also read a thing where you sort of cut it and re-sew it, but I don't know if I want to do that yet. I want to see if I can just get it fixed here. All right. And I can't. There's no way I'll be able to get it in from the top, right? Right? Maybe I can. Yes. Agreed. Vaguely vintage ice cream circus. Ah, that's great. Ah, yes. Oh, please send a picture if you can. That's great. I know, like, I want some high rise. I don't want super low rise jean shorts because that's just uncomfortable. Then I can't bend over. But I don't want it too high. I like a little squishy. Oh, it's difficult. It's difficult. Difficult. Yeah, I'm a big high-waisted fan. I've been watching a lot of not a lot, but a few shows that take place in the early 2000s. Pant lines were so low. Why did we do that to ourselves? It's horrible. Everyone looks so uncomfortable and cold, and none of the shirts are long enough. Why? Why did we do that? And now high-waisted pants are back, and I'm very excited about it, and I'm buying up all the pants I can because I'm worried it's gonna go away. All right, I'm gonna try a different thing up here and see if because it's got this nice little. I agree. Uh, it's got this nice little. Let me get that. There it is. This nice little fabric tag thing, little piece of fabric there that I think I might be able to squidge in there without even having to use the if I can get it in there, which I feel like I should be able to. And then that would solve a whole bunch of problems if I could just get it into the top, I think. Or I might have to pry it open because I'd rather not have to pry it open. I'm just worried about breaking it because it's such a pretty zipper. And I don't want to have to put a new zipper on. I know this is possible in theory. All right, I think I do need to just separate it open just a tiny little bit. See if I can do that without breaking anything. Just make it a little, oh yeah, there it goes, it's working. All right, good, so it's a little wider. I'm just gonna do it bit by bit. I've been loving all the updates. Oh, it's working. It's going in. I've been loving all the updates that have been happening on the Discord recently, especially the food ones. It's been great. All right. Oh, I think I got it. Okay, let's see if I can get them to go back together. Be friends. Be friends, my lovelies. My little teeth. Oh, okay. That hitched up a little too much on that side, but I think we can get it to work. Oh, oh. And then in theory, I should be able to zip it down and then back up again. All right, so it's in there, but now I just got to get it to slide down to the bottom, which I think I can do. I think I can do it. Yeah. All right, I'm just going to keep working. Just going to keep working on this one. I feel like I'm making slow but steady progress. Or I'm not. No, I am. I got it to go down a little bit. This, if I turn it like that. That's a little better. All right, cool. Where I have the camera, I was having to reach my arms out like really, really far, and it was uncomfortable. So I had to adjust that. Okay, great question. Does my current fit pass the vibe check? Pinstripe, utilikilt over a turtleneck sweater dress and black men's dress shoes. Yeah, that sounds like a good look. Sounds very warm. You've got the Renaissance because you've got the utilikilt, which I think I counts as um, Renaissance, and then office casual. Yep, you've got the turtleneck, covered that. You've got black men's dress shoes. I like dress with dress shoes. Definitely, yeah. Genderqueer. I think you nailed it. I think you nailed it. That sounds like a great outfit. Yeah, that sounds like a great outfit. It's so hot here right now. Thinking about wearing a turtleneck makes me feel so uncomfortable. I love a turtleneck, but we're in the middle of a heat wave right now and I don't have air conditioning in my place. So that sounds horrible. But if I was going to be in an office environment, uh, yeah, if I was going to be in an office environment all day, um, I would be wearing a turtleneck because they always keep offices too cold. That's what, like, I know it's very hot. Oh, okay, gotcha. Oh, I bet that looks real good. Yeah, nice. Uh, I'm not like a huge fan of air conditioning. I know in some environments important, and yes, I use it in the car, and yes, I use it. But I I feel like they keep it too cold, and then your body never gets a chance to adjust to the regular temperature. So you're just going from like too cold to too hot to too hot to too cold. And I don't know, not having air conditioning in my house, I feel like my body is acclimated to the heat better and I can deal with it a little better. I don't know. I don't know. Uh, but I've also been working outside for most of the summer, so that probably acclimated me pretty well as well. Oh, thank you for dropping a picture in the Discord. Awesome. We will check that out later. All right. So I'm just checking to see. Uh, okay, cool. Yeah, we might be having The mask really brings it all together. Oh, okay. Well, now I have to go look at this. All right, I'm slowly working this zipper down. See, because I got it here and it, oh, see, I'm worried I made a mistake. I'm worried I made a mistake. I don't want to damage this. Might have to, I might have to bring it back up to the top and start over again. Because I don't want to have it get stuck and break this beautiful zipper or rip anything. I made a terrible mistake. That's okay. Oh, is there an echo? Echo on other people's ends? Let me know if there's an echo. I might have to, the crafting cam is muted. Yeah, let me know if anybody else hears an echo, if it's Evelyn or if it's me, because it's probably me. Okay. All right. So I need to make it a little wider. And I don't think I can start from the top. I thought it was a good idea, but they're not, the teeth aren't aligning. So I'm gonna have to work it back up to the top again. And see if I can work this out. See if I can get the other side, because if I can get them lined up, then it'll zip down easily, and then in theory, it'll work. I think, but I want the teeth to be matched up, otherwise it'll just keep breaking. But it seems to be I seem to be able to be coaxing it along. Oh, this looks promising. I think I might have done it. I think I might have fixed it. Okay. Let's see. I have it down to the bottom. Will it zip back up to the top? It did! Y'all! I think I fixed it. Oh, it's slightly off. Slightly off at the top. Let's see if I can get it to match up totally. Otherwise, it's just gonna come back apart again. It's so close. So close. We're so close. And I mean, the teeth are also a little misaligned, which is probably, not helping the situation. But if they're a tiny bit misaligned, as long as it zips up, I'm okay with that. But I bet we can get them so they're perfect. And then it's less likely to break. Okay. All right, this might be, we may have done it. It's very close. Can Shoshi talk and craft at the same time? Oh, okay. That looks pretty well aligned. Looks pretty well lined up there at the bottom. That's all connected. All right, I'm going to take that feels like it's as good as I'm going to get it, and they feel pretty aligned. Whew. So then I'm going to take my needle nose pliers and clamp them back down again on either side. So in theory, it'll be locked in nice and tight and won't break again. Let's see if we can Zip it. Ah. Hey. Yeah, we did it. Bam. Zip in a zipper. Up and down. It was broken, but now it's fixed. Yeah, look at that. Oh, that's great. That's a great feeling. Because I really like these pants. And I would be very sad if I couldn't wear them anymore. A button. Is that button okay? Looks a little loose. Might do a little button repair on that later. The button looks a little too loose. All right, craft one. Down. Boom. All right, so the other thing I got to do now is I need to do some cardboard crafts. However, we've got a pretty good audience right now, and I know not everyone can stay for the whole time. And I know trivia is pretty popular. So should we do a trivia card before we do some quiet cardboard crafting so that people who like to do trivia can do trivia before they have to go? Let's do that. I'll be right back. I'm going to grab my trivia cards, which are over here. There we go. All right. I'm going to have to get some there we go. I'm gonna have to get some new trivia cards soon because we're going through. We're gonna start hitting repeats pretty soon. Oh, this is the other thing I wanted to show you. Okay, so mug, travel mug. I am left-handed, and most travel mugs are not left-handed. What do you mean, Shoshi? How can a mug be left or right-handed? Just turn it around to the other side. Well, that doesn't work when the little mouth sippy bit, when you screw it on, means that if you try and hold it with your right hand or your left hand, the thing's on the wrong side. But my partner found left-handed tops. So when you screw them in, you can hold them with your left hand, and the mouthy drinky bit is on the right side. I didn't realize how much I wanted that. Because I've just been drinking my coffee like this. I mean, I could do it like this, and I do sometimes. You know, everyone's a little ambidextrous. You have two hands, you're going to use them. But I didn't realize how nice it was just to be able to grab the handle with my left hand and sip coffee. I'm so excited about it. Yay. I just wanted to share that with you all. Little left-handed things make me very happy. It makes, just nice. All right, we've done that one. Let's find some cards we haven't done. And also that I didn't accidentally see the answers to. Okay. Ooh. I don't know if we've done this one before. Oh, we did, and it was good. All right. I do remember that one. That's the one where we learned about the new title for Three Blind Mice. They changed the title to Three Kind Mice, which I actually kind of like. To start the attachment. The proper alignment to start the attachment. I don't know. That doesn't work for me. Like, unless I'm misunderstanding what you're saying. Like the different alignment, proper alignment to start the attachment. Like, I don't know if are you saying you could make a right-handed one into a left-handed one with the proper attachment process? Or am I misunderstanding what you are saying? Yeah. All right, let's see. I don't want to do those ones. No. I'm trying to go through to find ones that we haven't done already. Have we done this one? All right. I don't know if we might do that one. I can't remember if we've done that one before. Um, huh. That's the right one. Let's see. All right. This one's interesting. Let's try this one. I don't think we've done this one. And the answers and the questions are interesting to me. All right. So let's do this properly. Yeah. Trivia. All right. So those of you who have never played trivia before, we will do, I'll read the questions, we'll do the answers at the end. If you think you know the answer, write it in the chat. Wait, okay, pause 1 second. Should be able to line up where you want, start turning the opposite way. Oh, interesting. And does it go down and make a tight seal? I should try that. Because my favorite mug that I have is a Yeti mug, which doesn't have a handle, and it's just the attachment isn't screw in. It's just like you pop it in and it's suction cupped. But I'll try that to grab the thread and you turn it the opposite way. Huh. All right, I'm gonna give that a shot. I never knew that. Fascinating. Oh, for sure. So I do a lot of, I do a little bit now, a lot of stage combat. And I decided to learn it right-handed, because I'm most likely going to be fighting right-handed people. And and I was like, you know what? I'm going to take this opportunity to, uh, learn something right-handed. Like it's a good idea. I'm just gonna do it in my life. And it did actually turn out to be a really good idea. It made me a lot less clumsy, and kind of aligned my walking a little bit better. And now there are some weapons that I am better with my right hand than my left hand, which is mind-blowing to me because there's not really anything that I'm better with my right hand than with my left hand. Like there was a time where my right hand was sort of just a vestigial claw. Like it really didn't do much. Yeah, so it's mind blowing to me now that just because, practice is practice. But stage combat lefty thing, if you have a left-handed and a right-handed person fighting, it's actually really great for stage because it means they can both be facing out to the audience while they're fighting, which is pretty cool. Whereas if they're the same-handed, one of them's facing the audience and the other one, their back is to the audience. So, pro tip. All right. Trivia. If you've never played trivia before, I will read all the questions. We will do answers at the end so that I can play too. If you think you know the answer, write it in the chat. We're all playing together. So if anyone gets it wrong, we all lose. If anyone gets it right, we all win. We're not trying to win or lose. That's not what this game is about. This game is about knowledge. People and places. What country's national anthem kicks off with the line, I mean, this seems a little easy, Roma immortale di martiri e de santi. That's terrible. And Paula Garbanzo would be really angry at me for pronouncing it like that. I'm gonna write it in the chat because I'm not saying it correctly, I'm sure. I'm gonna write it in. Oh, and that's with a capital M, which I think is probably important. Oh, and also, I know there's a delay, so I will try and hold back on my answers to give y'all a chance to hear the question because I know there's a delay. What country's national anthem kicks off with the line Roma immortale di martiri e di santi? I mean, I have a guess. I have a guess. I'll let other people put their answers in before I say mine. Yeah, like that seems, but what if it's like Romania? What if it's like Sicily? But I think you're probably right. All right. Next question. Yeah, Italy is also my guess. Or maybe Sicily. Which I don't know if they consider. We'll find out. All right, arts and entertainment. What TVG man declared, "Sometimes the only sane answer to an insane world is insanity"? I don't know who that is, so I don't know if that's their voice, but I'm guessing I'm probably right. Guessing if it's a TVG man who says a line like that, their voice is probably like, "Sometimes the only sane answer to an insane world is insanity." Haha, that's a great guess. I don't know if you would call Max Headroom a TVG man. Maybe you would. That's a great guess, though. That seems like something Max Headroom would say. Also, like, I don't think that's true. I don't think sometimes the only sane answer to an insane world is insanity. I don't. And I'm guessing, as the TVG man, what he means by insanity is like violence. Also, an interesting guess. Don't know if I would call him a TVG man. Does everyone know what a G man is? Like an FBI agent or CIA, like a government man, but like a secret. Yeah. Huh. TV. And these cards are from like early to mid 2000s. I think this is 2006 is when this came out. So, oh, that's a good guess, actually. Oh, yeah, also a very good guess. Yeah, good guesses. Hmm. Hmm. We'll find out. History. What anti-drug crusader hired William Novak, author of a book touting marijuana use, to help write her memoirs? I wonder if is that the like the hmm anti-drug crusader? Like Nancy. Oh, I think I might have a guess. I'm gonna give a little more time. I think I might know the answer to this one. I have a guess. What anti-drug crusader hired William Novak, author of a book touting marijuana use, to help write her memoirs? I think I know the answer. Yeah, that was my guess too. That's gonna be my guess. I think that's my guess. Yeah, I think that's right. I think that feels right to me. But they were they were n they were a little hypocritical all throughout their whole existence, the Reagans, so not a big surprise. Uh, Science and nature. How many of the 50 frog species in Costa Rica's Monteverde cloud forest have disappeared since 1987 due to global warming? Hmm. I wonder if it's more since this card has been since the 15 to 20 years since this card has passed. It's multiple choice, 5, 10, or 20. How many of the 50 frog species in Costa Rica's Monteverde cloud forest have disappeared since 1987 due to global warming? 5, 10, or 20? Oh man, this was back in the early 2000s when we were like, well, I don't know. We've ebbed and flowed in our understanding and prevention of global warming. What a hopeful time. We beat Y2K. That was a real thing, everybody, right? Everyone knows that, right? Like Y2K was a real thing and we all worked really hard to fix it. And then it wasn't a problem. I don't know if people know that, that it wasn't like a hoax. It was a real thing and we fixed it. Same with the ozone, hole in the ozone. Like we did a lot of good stuff. Same with acid rain. Like we did a lot of good stuff and fixed things. We can fix things. We can do it. We've done it before. London used to be covered in horrible sulfuric smog. Pittsburgh, the buildings were different colors because of the amount of coal dust. Lake Erie caught fire. All those things aren't like that anymore. We can fix things. We can do it. Ah. All right. I'm gonna guess, let's see, 5, 10, or 20. I mean, I'm gonna guess 20, but also, I'm thinking with 2024 brain, but I think it might be 20. I think 20 is probably the answer. Sports and leisure. What sports gear company launched its golf ball brand with ads promising ball go far? I don't know that because I don't know anything about sports, but uh that is a really great tagline. Ball go far. What sports gear company launched its golf ball brand with ads promising ball go far? I hope it's not a little racist. I don't think so. We'll see. I don't know anything about golf or golf ball brands or sports gear companies. That sounds right to me. Is that a golf ball brand? Yeah. Caveman lawyer. Ball go far. Okay. And wild card. What libation is known as yak to hip hoppers? Those hip hoppers always drinking their yak. I don't think that might be a fake question. I think that's I think that's a fake thing that somebody made up and is not a real thing. Oh, but that's a really good guess. Hip hoppers. I like it when a Trivial Pursuit calls a group of people hip hoppers. Yak. It's spelled Y-A-C-K. I think that might be one of those things that like newscasters make up to scare suburban dads. I don't know. I think somebody overheard that once and they're like, "Oh, that's a thing that the hip hoppers are doing." And the hip hoppers are like, We would never call ourselves hip hoppers. What are you talking about? All right. Is it time for answers? It's time for answers. Answers, answers. What will they be? Answers, answers. Let's see. Whew. All right. Oh, okay. This is a great answer. What country's national anthem kicks off with the line Roma immortale di martiri e de santi? It is Vatican City. I mean, we were real close, but we forgot it's its own little country. Ah, Vatican City. That's a good answer. That's very good. All right, what TVG man declared sometimes the only sane answer to an insane world is insanity? Guess who was right? It was Natividad. Yeah, it is Fox Mulder. Good call. Good call. I know. I totally forgot too. Didn't even think about it. Yeah. I think I nailed his voice. Um, that's what Fox Mulder sounded like. Uh, maybe that's a show I should rewatch. I wonder how that show is held up. I've been rewatching old shows with an adult brain, and yeah, it's interesting. Also, another little side project of mine is, I mean, uh, both of them. Like, that's confirmed my bisexuality. That show. Also, Get Smart. Maxwell Smart in 86 and 99. Rewatching that right now. I was like, ooh, forgot how gorgeous 99 is. Uh um but yeah, I've also been trying to rewatch shows that take place in Los Angeles now that I've moved out here, and that's very fun because it's fun to see old old or like not like super old, but like LA, and also like how TV portrays LA and then how it's different from how it actually is. And I didn't realize a lot of writers throw little jokes in that you don't get unless you live out here. It's that's been very fun. Okay, what anti-drug crusader hired William Novak, author of a book touting marijuana use, to have cars? Nancy Reagan. Go us, go us. We knew it. How many of the 50 frog species in Costa Rica's Monteverde cloud forest have disappeared since 1987 due to global warming? It is 20. It is 20. Almost half, maybe more now. I'll have to look that up. What sports gear company launched its golf ball brand with ads promising ball go far? Nike. Didn't know they had a golf ball brand. I guess they were trying to think of, they're like, what's the golf equivalent of just do it? Ball go far. Ooh. Yeah. 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 I know. Very surprised. Very surprised. Not my guess at all. And last question. What libation is known as yak to hip hoppers? It is indeed cognac. Good job. Has anyone other than like fake TV people or newscasters ever has any hip hopper ever referred to themselves as a hip hopper? I don't think so. Maybe I'm wrong, but that doesn't seem right to me. Ah. Ooh. All right, we're gonna do one more because I just looked at these questions and they're good and I want to know the answers. Yeah, I think that's the preferred term. Yeah, what is this, 1989? What is this, 1993 in suburbia? I've gotten really into watching old cop shows, like Dragnet. I love Dragnet. Um, and I've been watching Adam 12, which is a spin-off of Dragnet, also created by Jack Webb. And it I love when they go to like a raucous party and it's always the same music, which is like "Wah, ba, da, la, do, ba, da, ba, da, do, la, 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 do, da, la, la, do, la, la." Or if it's like a hippie party, then it's wang, wang, ow, wang, ow, mow, wang, ow, like bad sitar music. Always the same music. And the wild party is just like 8 or 9 people kind of dancing. Wild crazy party in the 60s. Ha! Love a wild party. Um, and also love man, they TV hates women so much. Like even up to the early 2000s. I mean, it ebbs and it flows, but especially Adam 12. Adam 12 does not like women. Every woman is like they're like, "Ugh, what's she complaining about? Her partner's hitting her. Ugh, what an inconvenience." Like, oh no. Oh dear. Uh, uh, it's not funny, but I find it funny. Oh my gosh, that's a great one. Yeah. Why? And I've been watching Boston Legal, which is a very odd show. Same guy that did Ally McBeal and Boston Public and a couple of those other shows. The tone is bizarre. And that's like a little better, but they're sort of like attempting feminism, but there's clearly not many women on the writing staff. So there you go. See? Exactly. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. That was one of my favorite thing about yes, Denny Crane, exactly. Well, I'm I love Star Trek. So like, sometimes it's nice to watch shows that clearly are holodeck episodes, like all of TJ Hooker and probably Boston Legal. Uh uh this is one of my favorite things about the show Parks and Rec, and also to some extent Brooklyn Nine-Nine, and a couple other more recent comedy shows, is that they're really exploring a healthy romantic relationship, and it's so good and it's so funny. Like, why haven't people done that before? Like, will they? Won't they? No, they will, and it's going to be great. I'm I'm so about that. I hope more shows explore that. But I love friendships and I love healthy relationships and I want to see it, and I love it when the conflict is outside the group. Bob's Burgers is another great example of that. Community is a pretty good example of that. Where they're just like, no, let's just have a beautiful friendship. Let's just have a beautiful romantic relationship and show people what it's like to have a healthy relationship. Love it. All about it. Will not get boring. We'll watch it all day long. A lot of writers are told that stories need to have conflict. And to some extent that's true, but I think a lot of writers think that means your characters need to fight all the time, and that's not what that means. It just means that interesting things have to happen to them. Or they have to have interesting reactions to things. That's really all that means, is that it can't be boring. It doesn't mean everyone has to be fighting all the time, because then that's boring. I don't want to see people fighting all the time. Ugh. Who wants that? Okay. People and places. What US state town of Paducah, so if anyone knows what state Paducah is proudly situated halfway between, oh yeah, have a great stream. Yes, another great example. Very watchable. What US state's town of Paducah is proudly situated halfway between Possum Trot and Monkey's Eyebrow? I think I know what state that's in, but I think other people in the chat know as well. So I want to make sure I give everybody a chance to answer. What US state's town of Paducah is proudly situated halfway between Possum Trot and Monkey's Eyebrow? I actually have two guesses between two states because I'm not sure which one it is. I'm guessing it's either or either. Kentucky or Tennessee? I think Kentucky. Paducah, Kentucky, Paducah, Tennessee. I think it's Kentucky. I should know. It's a good question. All right. Arts and entertainment. What original Riot Girl, girl is spelled with 3 R's and no vowels. What original Riot Girl auditioned for The Runaways by strumming her brother's ukulele? Pretty sure I knew the answer. Pretty sure some people here would know the answer too. What original Riot Girl auditioned for The Runaways by strumming her brother's ukulele? Yeah, that's got to be the answer, right? Yeah, 100%. Got to be. That's the answer, I'm sure. I would be floored if it was anybody else. History. What group? This is history? Anyway, I guess it is. What group erected billboards of a severed cow head with the query, "Do you want fries with that?" I think we know what that is. Oh, wait a moment. But I'm pretty sure. Interesting that that's history. I guess it's history. Sure. Yeah. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's the answer. Like, yeah. Science and nature. Oh, this is a good question. I want to know the answer. What color is a polar bear's skin? Black, blue, or pink? I think I actually know the answer. What color is a polar bear's skin? Black, blue, or pink? Yeah, I think that's right. I'm pretty sure it is. And it's part of, like, it helps with insulation. Yeah. Because, well, that's probably a little bit true too. Fine. Because it's actually, so like when it's hot, the thought is that you should wear, you want to wear loose, breathable fabric. And some people think you should wear white because it, reflects the light away. But actually, it's actually better to wear darker colors because when you wear white, it just reflects the light back onto you and it actually makes you hotter. Whereas if you wear darker colored, flowy clothes, it is absorbing the light and then the loose flowiness of it blows it away. And it also acts as an insulator, which when it gets really hot, you actually want to be insulated because then your body stays at the same temperature rather than adjusting to the outside temperature. That's why you see a lot of desert people clothed head to toe in dark fabric because it actually keeps you cooler. And so when a polar bear has the combo of the white fur and the black skin, it like keeps you warmer, I think is the theory, is the science behind that. Uh, Sports and leisure. What craft? Interesting. What craft does a solo competitor pilot in the Tommy Knocker Clear Creek Challenge? Oh, what's the name of the craft? Does a solo competitor pilot in the Tommy Knocker Clear Creek Challenge? I have a guess. A solo craft. It's a creek challenge. Yes. The parallel bars. I think kayak? I'm guessing a kayak? Because not much can. Yes, probably not a Cessna. Because creeks aren't that big. So I'm thinking it has to be a small craft. I think a kayak, maybe a canoe, but I'm gonna guess a kayak. But it might be something else. It's true. All right, and last question. What new name did map maker John Spilsbury's dissections go by after the treadle saw was found to be an effective way to make them? What? I'm going to read that again. What new name did mapmaker John Spilsbury's dissections go by after the treadle saw was found to be an effective way to make them? So there's a map maker named John Spilsbury, and John Spilsbury called something in the map dissections, but then changed the name after the treadle saw was found to be an effective way to make them. Oh. Oh, yes, I think you're so right. So another name for the treadle saw is a jigsaw. That's why they're called jigsaw puzzles? Yo. I'm gonna call them treadle saw puzzles from now on. I think you're so right, and that is such a good question. Oh, that's good knowledge. Very good knowledge. All right, let's find out the answers. Answers, answers. What will they be? Answers, answers. Let's see. What U.S. state towns of Paducah is proudly situated between Possum Trot and Monkey's Eyebrow? Kentucky. Yeah, I knew it was either Kentucky or Tennessee. I couldn't remember which. Kentucky. What original Riot Girl auditioned for the Runaways by strumming her brother's ukulele? Joan Jett. We knew that one. What group erected billboards of a severed cow's head with the query, do you want fries with that? PETA. We were correct on that one. What color is the polar bear skin? Black, blue, or pink? Black. We were correct. What craft does a solo competitor pilot in the Tommy Knocker Clear Creek Challenge? It is a kayak. I was right. Haha. Kayak. I've been kayaking a couple times, but only on very calm lake waters. Not anything hard. I have been whitewater rafting though. That's great. And last question, what new name did mapmaker John Spilsbury's dissections go by after the treacle saw was found to be an effective way to make them jigsaw puzzles? Oh, good knowledge. That was a good one. I saw the questions and I was like, that's a good one that we're going to do. That was so fun, everybody. All right, so we've got about like a half an hour-ish left. So I think maybe we'll do some quiet crafting. I can do make some of these props that I need to make. Let's see, what do I need to make? I need to make I've got some interesting stuff I need to make. I need to make a volcano, a big volcano, big enough for somebody to fall into. That should be fun. I need to make like a sort of a privacy curtain thing. There's a sketch that takes place during a surgery, so I need to make one of those like privacy screen things. I already did the handcuffs. Oh, I'll show them off because I'm actually pretty proud of them. They look pretty good. So these are the handcuffs. So it's actually for two people. So one person's going to have their hand in this and one person's on that. I like how they look. I think they look good. I'm pretty happy with them. I might add a little silver, although I kind of like, I don't know. They kind of look good just like that. I don't know if I need to add anything more to them. They look pretty good. And then this, I don't know if anyone's uncomfortable. I mean, it's a cartoon interpretation, but just like it's a broken bone. So I just want to like a little trigger warning out there in case anyone's sensitive about those things. But I have a shattered bone, which I think looks like a little too realistic. It looks pretty good. I'm pretty happy with that. And then I have made let me get this one. This is for a different sketch. A giant number one that someone's gonna stick that they're gonna wear so they can be a giant number one. Sketch comedy is weird. But the other thing I wanted to show off is, so I've been doing set and prop stuff for a theatricum show. And yes, it's not, but now I want to write that sketch because I want to do that. Can I steal that idea? Because I really want to make that. I don't know how I'm going to work it into a sketch, but I want to make that. Oh, have you done zorbing? Zorbing is so fun. Wow. Where did you do it? I did it in New Zealand. I didn't know they did it outside of New Zealand. I didn't even know anyone knew about zorbing. Oh, great. Oh, that's so fun. It looks like it's going to be more uncomfortable than it is. I was like surprisingly comfortable. I was like, oh, this is actually like really fun. Oh, that's really funny. Okay, so so I've been doing these props for theatricum, and it's been amazing and great. And I was super honored that the director saw my cardboard props and wanted me to make some cardboard props for the show. But I knew they needed to be more sustainable than the props that I make for the sketch show, because the sketch show we're going to use them once, maybe two. Like some of them we reuse. Like I have menus we use all the time. I have certain ones we reuse, but most of them are single use only. And this had to make it through 12 shows. So I was like, ooh, I got to get some better cardboard. I think I've talked about it a little bit on this show. So there's this amazing place not too far from me called EcoSet, which is sort of a set recycling company. You pay them to take your old sets away, either from theater shows, mostly television, some film, and then you make an appointment and anything they have there is free. If you can take it away, it's free. So I've gotten some amazing stuff from there, like really great stuff. But they also have a huge collection of cardboard, but also a huge collection of, here, let me find a good example of one. They're over here. One moment. This kind of cardboard, which is it's the plastic, corrugated plastic. So it's pretty waterproof because a lot of sets have, you know, signs like this is for ADA shuttle, or they have, you know, bathroom signs, or they have like maps, and they're all usually printed out on this. This one's very dirty. Printed out on this corrugated plastic. So I just got a metric F-ton of corrugated plastic, and it is so nice to draw on. It's so nice. Like cardboard's great, but it absorbs the paint a little bit, and the plastic, it just is so smooth. I have to be a little careful because it does take a little longer to dry, so I end up with I have to be careful not to smudge it, but that's good. It makes me slow down, makes me a little more patient. But yeah, I have so much of this really great corrugated plastic. I also got a bunch of, and they have it in, you know, huge pieces, so I can make big things. They also have this, which is, I think, foam core, I think it's called, which I like. I can't decide which I like better. The foam core is nice because it's very, very stiff. And that's really good for some things. But it's a little harder to get a nice clean line when I cut it out. And the plastic, I can tend to cut, like it lends itself nicely to cutting out, you know, nice clean lines. But this is also really great too. And it's like a really good kind. I could do so many presentations on this one. I was standing in the elevator with my partner, holding a bunch of it, bringing it up from the car, and someone was in the elevator with us, and he's like, "Good luck with your presentation." I'm like, "Thanks." Going to the school science fair. Yeah, but I think I'm gonna use this stuff. But it's all free, and I have so much of it, and it's so nice. And now I'm spoiled forever. And I kind of feel, I almost feel a little better about using this than I do cardboard, because I know cardboard can be, you know, I believe these can be recycled too. I know cardboard can be recycled, but I worry a little bit that when I draw on it, it won't take the recycling. I'm not sure. That might be something I made up in my head, but I'm a little worried about that. I was like, oh no, am I ruining something that could have been recycled and now it can't because I put paint all over it? But these are already plastic, so I don't think adding paint to them is going to make them any more or less recyclable. And these definitely would have been thrown away if they weren't taken by EcoSet, and they're plastic. So I kind of feel a lot better about reusing these as opposed to cardboard. They are, great question. I use primarily Posca paint markers. So they are acrylic. And that's kind of all I know about them. I don't tend to use other kinds of like non-acrylic, because a lot of times they have acetone in them and that'll melt the plastic. So you want to use, like, you can't use spray paint on styrofoam or plastic because it will melt it because of the acetone in it. That's because of the paint thinner in it. But acrylic paint doesn't need that type of paint thinner. You just thin it with water. So I tend to use that. But I don't know how, I have no idea how toxic these are. I mean, they don't even have you know, they don't have any of the ingredients listed. Um, okay. All right, cool. Well, that makes me feel better. Cool. But yeah, I think I mean, I'm going to use this stuff until I run out of it, and then I'll probably make another appointment at EcoSet and go get more because it's great. And I like that it's a little stronger. It's waterproof. Yeah, I feel a little like better about reusing it. I'm still going to call myself a cardboard crafter though. Yeah, like they print stuff. Yeah, they print stuff on it. Really? Well, I've been wanting to do some blacklight theater for a long time. I I love blacklight puppetry, and I feel like my crafting lends itself really well to something like that. Uh, I might really have to do that, especially if it glows under blacklight. I gotta check that out. I have a theater space that has some blacklight, so I'll bring some over and see if that is true because that's cool. But I would love to do some blacklight puppetry theater. You just have to have a place. Yeah, I love it. I love it so much. You have to have a space that gets very, very dark and blacklight, which are blacklights aren't hard to come by, but finding a place that you can get 100% dark is pretty hard. Oh yeah, you could get like some neon Posca. I'm sure those would. And white always shows up, so you can even uh, get that. But yeah, they might. But yeah, that's something I've been wanting to do for a while. Maybe I'll write like a comedy sketch that's blacklight. Hey everybody, look who's here. Boom, perfect timing.
Oh yeah, perfect timing for what?
Just you're always arriving at the perfect time.
Oh yay, I do it on purpose.
Oh, is that me? Oh no, that's me. I was like, your volume sounds low. I was like, oh no, that's me. I just have the volume turned down.
Mine should be on all the same settings as it was last night. So.
Yeah, no, you sound fine. It's me. It's me. I don't know how much you caught of that. But I was just talking about my new cardboard that I have. I found a place where I can get free poster board and free corrugated plastic.
What?
Yeah. So that's what I'm using from now on.
Amazing.
Yeah,
Brent and I have talked about using that stuff for things before, that corrugated plastic.
And I love it.
You use it some like upcycle place or something?
Oh yeah, it's called EcoSet.
Okay. Oh, I think you talked about that before.
Yeah, and they're great and it's free and like they're they have on movie sets, they always have these like signs. Like
right.
This is for ADA shuttle, and they'll have like bathroom signs and they're all printed out on that corrugated plastic and then they all get thrown away at the end of the show. So like
not
I
anymore.
almost feel better about using these than cardboard because like cardboard you can recycle.
Right.
But this stuff, I don't know if you can. It's plastic, I think it's probably already made from recycled plastic, I'm guessing.
I'm trying to play with my lighting here.
Oh yeah. You have exactly. But there's a question for you.
Oh, the color of the gummy owl bear. I don't think we did say. I was picturing a reddish orange probably, or maybe yellow.
Ooh.
We were riding gummy horses too. My gummy horse was pink.
And bouncy?
Oh yeah, real squishy and bouncy. And sticky.
Cool.
My character's not into candy. So she was just like, oh God, Candyland. Meanwhile, I'm like, Candyland, I want to eat everything.
But your character, oh, that's hard. It's
Yeah,
hard.
she was disgusted.
So, so I have a couple big props that I need to make. So before I let chat know, but I'll let you know. So normally today I would be making props for the sketch show, which happens tonight. However, we just found out last night there isn't going to be a sketch show tonight because the air conditioning in the theater has exploded and
Oh
broken,
no.
and we're in a heat wave right now. So there's no way we're not going
Nobody
to step
wants that.
in a theater full of 50 people and do a hot show with those lights. It's dangerous. It can get so hot in there. So our show is delayed. But we will do the show. So I still do need to make the props. But I think maybe I might hold off on making the big, huge ones until closer to the show date, whenever that is.
So
And I might
don't
make
have them like in your house.
yeah. So I might just make some of the smaller ones. So I need to make a tiny gun that can be hidden
Oh,
under someone's tiny hat. And then the other ones are big. I have to make a volcano and
wow.
a like a hospital privacy curtain. Oh, I can do the scalpel. I need to make a scalpel.
I want to be in a sketch show where you made all the cardboard props for it.
Huh?
I said I want to be in a sketch show where you make all the cardboard props for it.
Like I would love for you to be at the sketch show. Come out to
Yeah.
LA. We
Oh.
need extra people. We just lost like 4 people from our team because they either moved away or they got like a full-time like a too busy job, or they like come be in our sketch group.
We keep threatening to come visit maybe this winter.
Yeah.
Yeah, we keep saying we're going to do that eventually.
I mean,
One
you're
of
not
these
that
days.
far away.
Mm-mm. We
And,
used to go before 2020. We used to go to California to visit like at least once a year.
Yeah. Come in and visit because you're like Vegas is super close.
Yeah, I think Vegas is like 4 hours and then LA is like 6 or 7.
Yeah. So if you're in Vegas, just come over.
I want to
A
do that
little
too.
further.
I went to Vegas once. That was fun.
And then, yeah, because my cousins live in Phoenix, and that's like 6 hours away, I think.
It's 6? Yeah, that sounds right. Yeah, that's shorter days than when I travel for fairs.
Right. Man, I cannot believe how much I used to drive. Like, wild the amount of drive. Like, I used to be like, oh, a 10-hour drive, no problem. No problem. Now I'm like, oof, over 2 hours? Oof, I don't know. Oof.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like going from Arizona to New York is stupid. I don't know why I don't have fairs
Oh,
closer.
that's a big drive. Good Lord.
Yeah, this time
How
I
long
broke
did
it
you
up
give
with
yourself?
some stops.
How long did you give yourself for that drive?
Like, I think I did actually 6 days of driving, and then I stopped at a friend's house for a couple days in between.
That's good. When I drove from Philly to LA, the first time I gave myself like 10 days, and that was really nice. And I stopped with friends in Chicago, and I stopped with friends, like Idaho, like all over.
Mhm.
And then on the way back, I also gave myself like 10 days. It was great. But then when I was driving out here to move, I was like, I just want to get out here. And I did it in 6 days. And I do not recommend that. Like it was like 6 days of 10 to 12 hours of driving. And it was too much. That's too much.
Yeah, the last time I went from Arizona to New York, I just went straight and I was like, never again. Oh, and
No,
I
it's
also
not.
deviated my path too because the quickest path would take me through the Midwest for such a long time, and there's just nothing there for days. Like there's no like truck stops or anything. It's like I need a gas station that's got food at it or something.
Yeah,
And
at least in Texas. Like Texas is huge, but they have like pretty good truck stops.
so that's what I did. I took
Yeah.
the southern route all the way until I got farther east and
Yeah.
past all that Midwest bullshit, and then I went up.
I love a truck stop. Some of
Yeah,
them have showers.
and they're
Like
nice showers too.
they're nice showers, and like those ones usually have like a pretty decent restaurant, like a diner or like a Mexican restaurant or like pretty. I like a truck
Something.
stop.
Yeah, something
And I
not
was a
fast food.
little as a solo female bodied driver, like I was a little concerned about it, but like I feel totally safe in a truck stop. You know what
Yeah,
I mean? Like
I sleep at them.
everyone was pretty great there.
Yeah,
And
I feel safer at truck
there's
stops.
no line for the women's showers.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Ooh,
the
I
only
woke
place
up.
I've ever felt sort of unsafe while driving is Oklahoma. Like,
Yeah, I just
if
try to
you're
cut out those states if I can.
yeah, like, in the cities and, like, lovely people, but, like, you sort of get out away from the city, and when I drove out, I had, like, a mohawk and, like, silver hair, and there were a couple times where I got out to, like, fill up my gas tank, and literally it felt like everyone was like,
Uh,
belong here. There's some like, you're right, I don't belong here. I just want to get my gas and go. Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. Um, but I've also known some lovely people from Oklahoma. It's not Oklahoma's fault.
But yeah, it's not Oklahoma as a whole. It's just the
Little
scary
parts,
parts.
little scary parts. Yeah. So I'm going to be working on making. I'll make that tiny gun.
I
To
was
go-
gonna work on something, but then I woke up early and then fell back asleep. I was
Ooh,
totally gonna like join at the beginning of the show.
that isn't that the best sleep though? When you wake up
Yeah.
and go back to sleep. Mm.
Well, because we had the 3-day weekend this weekend, and then
Oh yeah.
Tuesday I went to Bazaar and then did the
Oh,
uh
bizarre.
yeah.
Yeah.
I did get to make something yesterday. So my character's a paladin for Nat 21. She's full plate armor, and somebody was selling a hubcap at Bazaar. And so I bought the hubcap and turned it into a shield.
Yes. Oh, do you have it? Can we see it?
Yeah, let me grab it.
Amazing. And I'm gonna add the little crafting camera on here. And you can see me make the. Do I want to use the blue side or the side I've already painted red? It doesn't really matter because I'm going to cut it. Yes. Agree completely. Look how good it looks.
Shiny. And
Wait,
then so
here, wait.
I
Let me
I was
put it.
like,
Yeah, hold it. Yeah.
am I gonna get this thing? I'll only get it if I can get it done today. So I asked my friend, I was like, do you think we could drill some holes in this today? And he's like, we could drill holes in that right now. So we just drilled some holes in it, and so I hold it.
It's like a buckler.
Yeah.
Yeah. Look how good that looks. It's such a good shield. That's so good.
Yeah, so I'm just holding it like this while we're doing the show.
Yes, I love that. Oh, that's so good.
And then I kept setting it down in my bed, and so got to sleep in all kind of dirt and crumbs last night. because I'm filming in my camper. I'm staying in a place where the Wi-Fi makes it out to my camper. I'm in the yard of a house.
Dang. Fancy.
Yeah, how about that?
That's cool. Huh. Bear me with my shield. Sleep.
Yeah.
Sleep with my shield.
Well, in case I have to wake up in the night and fight.
Right. You gotta be ready.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we've done some trivia. And I was gonna do maybe a little bit of quiet crafting, but I don't know. Do you have stuff that you wanted to talk about, Kitty? I'm so glad you're here.
Yeah. Do I? I don't know. Well, there's the show. I'm looking around right now to see if I have anything I could craft with. I need to go get a little sewing kit because I have plenty of sewing to do. Little sewing.
Like hand sewing.
Right.
Yeah, yeah.
A lot of little holes in my wench costumes and stuff.
How's wenching going?
Wet.
Because I know you
Yeah.
were away from it for a while.
Yeah, last summer I had to not work for a little while. And so coming back this year, I was a little nervous. I'm like, what am I going to be able to handle? Is it going to be okay? And it's been growing great. I still have like soreness and pain, but I always will. It's fine. I don't have anything keeping me from actually walking around anymore.
That's so good. I don't know if you like I had a thing for a while in like 2020 that like I couldn't do like I would if I did anything like really physically hard, then I'd be down for like a week.
Yeah.
And it took me like and I still did stuff, but maybe I shouldn't have. You know what I mean? Like there are some projects where like I didn't do well on them and I feel kind of like bad. It's probably better to do it than to not do it. I don't know. But
at a certain
yeah,
point,
I feel that. And like, I'm so glad that you're back at it and that,
I had this period of time where I was like, I think I'm being too delicate with myself. I think I need to push it a little bit because that will actually help. Like I'm ready to, and my muscles need to get stronger and stuff. And so I was like, oh, okay, I'm being too precious. I need to go hard again.
I had a similar thing where I was like, I did a stage combat workshop and that like got me back into it. Cause I was like, I can take it as easy or I can push myself as hard as I want. Like it's a workshop. I'm not performing. Like nobody's really judging me, you know what I mean? And I had like very similar thing. I was like, no, I feel great. Like my body needs this and I can do this. And yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's given me a lot more empathy than I had before.
Yeah.
We appreciate that.
Everybody should.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ooh, good question. I just get my fingers cut. So I would love, although I do wear gloves when I'm doing, not so much with sharp things, although I am around sharp things, but when I'm using glue or things that'll like, or latex paint that I won't be able to easily wash off. And I really like those sort of rubber coated gardening gloves you can get because they're thin and they're tight and the rubber has a similar grip to human skin. So you're able to grip things in the same way. And they're thin enough that you can sort of still feel what you're doing. And they offer a little bit of protection for sharp things. Yeah, that's my go-to glove. But mostly I just forget to wear gloves and then my fingers get cut up.
Any gloves I think that would really protect against sharp I feel like would be too. I wouldn't have enough tactile sensation to do the stuff, and I'd end up just taking them off. I do that even with like thin gloves too. Like for a while when I was doing clay, I was like, I want to not have to deal with fingerprints. So if I wear gloves, but then I just couldn't get the fine motor skill, not motor skill, but like I couldn't touch stuff the way I really needed to. And so I would just take the gloves off. I should wear gloves when I'm doing glue and things, but I don't because
I
I'm a
know I'm so
monster.
bad. I know I'm so bad about it. Oh, mechanics gloves.
Mechanics gloves are very similar to the gardening gloves.
Oh, okay.
They have more of a leather than a rubber.
Okay. They probably last longer than the rubber ones. I like the rubber ones because when I'm working with glue, they're going to get destroyed. So
Yeah.
I don't feel bad. But yeah, for minis. Oh, and then yeah, you could do those. Or like the chainmail gloves you like oyster shucking gloves.
Oh,
Like a fine chainmail glove, but you really don't have, they're really sort of only good for your offhand because you can't feel or really manipulate anything. But if you're holding it, you can use it for the hand you're holding stuff in. And then that
that's
might,
right.
yeah, that's a good suggestion. Oh, your
I could,
mechanics gloves. Cool.
I wonder. I like to think about like future solves for this, where like you have different hands that you use for different activities, and you just unscrew that
Swap them out.
hand and swap out for your glue using hand, and now my
think-
sharp cutting hand. And
I think you're thinking of Inspector Gadget.
oh, that's the past. That's not the future.
How much of Inspector Gadget is human flesh?
Hmm. It's been a while since I've watched the show, so like I couldn't say with confidence.
I don't think much. I don't think much.
I'm fine.
Mechanics gloves. I'm gonna look those up. I've never had anyone suggest that before. I'm curious
Yeah,
about.
mechanics with an X at the end instead of a CS.
All right.
I used to use those when I did audio engineering and heavy lifting and pushing
Oh
around
yeah.
cases
Oh
and doing
yeah.
cables.
Oh cool. Okay, so they're like super stretchy. You can get them with impact. So full rubber backing to protect like the top of your hand from like crushing stuff, or you can get, they have like grip ones that have like tacky palm and fingertips, and then they have like thicker heavy duty. Oh, that's cool. Oh yeah, I've seen these gloves before. Okay, cool. I'm gonna check that out. Oh, and the original has they're touchscreen capable. That's cool.
Oh,
Yeah. Oh, and they're not expensive.
yeah, like
They're like
15 bucks.
they're like, yeah, 20, $30.
Mhm.
Even less, some of them. Oh yeah, they are kind of similar to those rubber coated, but they're probably longer lasting and a little more padding than those. Oh yeah,
Yeah,
you can get, there's some of them that are only like $10.
nice.
Cool. All right, I gotta check those out. That's a good
Tip.
yeah, that's a good suggestion. Thank you. I'll check those out. Audio engineering, who does that?
Who is that? Somebody
Yeah,
that
I think you're
clearly does
right.
audio engineering.
I'm gonna start calling General Grievous Inspector Gadget. Inspector Grievous.
Oh, that's it. Inspector Gadget went crazy and turned into a bad guy, and now he's General Grievous. They're the same guy.
Or because Star Wars is long ago and far away, maybe Inspector Gadget was evil and then had like reclamation and now is on Earth
Oh,
trying to make up for all the trouble he caused.
that makes more sense.
Ah.
I feel like I have stuff to talk about, but I can't think of what any of it is. I don't know. This is crazy because I just went from the Sterling Renaissance Fair where everyone is on site and I had like people living all around me and there were mutual gathering places and activities that we'd all do. Now I'm at
Oh,
Michigan and there's no on-site camping, so everybody's scattered around.
oh.
And I don't know where all my friends are. I don't even like know who's here because I wasn't here last year and I like forgot everyone and everything and I'm lonely.
Yeah. It's so interesting, like what a difference that little change makes.
Yeah.
And how lonely it can get when you're on the road. Oh my gosh, I remember one time I was doing this run of children's shows and they were solo children's shows. It was just me and I was doing them in Massachusetts. So I was like, "Oh, I'll camp." So I was like in a campground outside of Boston, beautiful campground, but I was camping all by myself. My only interaction with other humans was these children's shows. And after about 2 weeks, I was like, I have to talk to adult humans. I am
Yeah.
forgetting how to talk to all the only words I know are the lines from my show. I need to talk to humans.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
hard. I feel like I go back and forth with uh like after the fair season ends and I just go back to regular life for a couple months. I'm just like, how do I talk to people that I'm not like trying to entertain as a
Yeah,
character?
right. Like, how do I
And
talk to
then
a regular, actual human?
and then I go back to it and I'm like, oh yeah, how do I interact with strangers? Because normally I just avoid strangers.
Right, but now it's my job to engage with strangers.
But they're different from strangers. I don't know. I love them.
Yeah.
I don't love strangers. Strangers are fine. There they are. But patrons, I love
Yeah,
them.
they're different. Yeah, they're better than regular humans.
That's right.
And I love an audience. I love them.
I don't know what I would do without audiences.
I know. That's what we in this, I'm at Theatricum Botanicum out in Topanga Canyon. It's beautiful and the people there, oh, just so wonderful. I'm having such like an amazing, fulfilling time. And they asked us this at what point they're like, like why are you an actor? Like what is it about it? And I really thought about it and I was like, it's because I love an audience. I love them. Like it's a it's a they don't know it, but they are a group of people working together to help create something beautiful. Like they are part of
Yeah.
it and feeling them and interacting them. I feel like they're sort of, I don't know, they're like humans at their best, sort of.
Yeah. And they're all having an experience together that unites them in the oneness that I think the world needs more of.
Yeah. Yeah. Like that's I love them. And I think I've struggled a lot, honestly, moving out to LA because I really want to do more film and TV. Like I, as an audience member, I like television. I do. Like I like it as a medium. I like the stories you can tell. I like, you can do things in specifically television more than movies even. You can do stuff there that you can't do on stage.
Right.
I love that and the way that you can tell a story over a long period of time and the way anyway. So I really want to get into it, but I've really struggled with how to perform without an audience
I
because
feel the same way.
your audience for television is they're sort of they're in the future,
Mm-hmm.
you know? And the only thing you're feeling when you perform in film and television is, you have the director and the camera operator, you have all these people watching you, but they're not watching your performance. They're watching for all these other things. They're watching for like the camera angle and the lighting and the set and the angles and they're not into
They're
it.
not there. Yeah.
And I'm like, how do you do it when you're not? How do you do it? I don't
I,
understand.
I,
Where's the
I,
joy?
yeah. So I went into the world of film a little bit for a couple of years there, and I was like at the point where I was like, okay, if I'm going to do this, it's time to join the union, and then that's
Mm.
going to be my whole life and all that. And then I was like, but then I'll never have time to be doing theater again. I'll never get to be on stage and have audiences again. And I'm like, I don't want to do that. And so I backed out and I was like, I'm going to stay in variety show land.
Yeah. And I still do. I want to do it. I want to figure it
You,
out. I want to,
you should.
like, I want to do it. But spending this summer doing live theater and especially doing Shakespeare and especially doing it with this group of people, which are honestly some of the most wonderful. I keep waiting for the jerks to show up and they haven't shown up yet. Everyone's just really wonderful and so talented. It's been so inspiring and so helpful and so just like building of confidence. Like, I think maybe I just always have to have some sort of live performance going.
LA is a good place for that. You could get your dose of both.
Yeah, you can, surprisingly. Yeah. 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 And so
Yeah.
that's not as hard for me. It is still hard. But if I know there's some sort of live interaction, like
The
this
comment.
I know, like, live interaction, I know it's going on, or I would even, uh, when I did over the pandemic, I did a lot of my children's shows, uh, online. And that was wild. Like some shows, like towards the beginning, everyone had their cameras on, they were all watching, but towards the end of the pandemic, everyone was a little exhausted. So like I did a couple shows to a blank screen and I was like, hope people are watching. But even that wasn't as weird for me as film and TV because at least I know, like, I can look
They're
out
there.
and see you
You're,
all.
they're there.
I know I'm seeing you. But when I have to like pretend that no one is watching me, like that's weird. It's weird. I gotta figure it out. I gotta figure
Yeah.
it out. Yeah.
Even just the comments that we get here on Twitch, like I can't look at the comments right now because I'm filming on my phone and I have to
Yeah.
like do da. And I feel a tiny bit disconnected not being able to see. Like I was talking about something and wondering if people were like reacting badly, and I don't know. I mean, obviously not. Nobody's reacting badly. They love me here, but yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, just doing it like this, like we know that there's people watching, and so we could still do this for them even if we can't see them. It's like you're behind a tree.
Yeah. But yeah, when it's film and it's TV, it's like it's hard. And
And
you don't get any feedback.
and there's a room full of people purposely not giving you any feedback.
Yes, exactly. Holding back and not doing anything. And like, yeah, it's just a totally different thing. It's a totally different thing. Yeah. And I also like I haven't found a good class out here because a lot of the classes focus on the skill of acting.
Yeah, but it's like,
Which,
I've already
like,
got that.
yeah, and I mean, like, fine, good. I always need practice with that. Like, that's great. But like, that's not where my hang up is. My hang up is like,
For the camera.
yeah, like, what does that mean and how is it different? And like, yeah. Also, they've got to be out here, but I really wish I could find, I mean, maybe I just need to do it. Like a more like queer focused, queer friendly acting group, because so many of the acting classes I found out here are not unfriendly, but very heteronormative focused. Because
Mm,
to be honest, that's what most film and television is. Like, it is, like there's way more straight parts available than queer parts. Like, that's just true. So, but I struggle with that, you know? I feel way more comfortable in a queer environment, and I haven't really found, like, I have in my sketch comedy, but that's not really lessons. That's just like performing and stuff.
yeah, well,
Yeah, I
because
wish I could find that.
I feel like future generations are gonna have a lot more options for that kind of stuff, because
I
for
hope
us,
so.
like, for you out there looking, the people that are in charge of that are still the corporate cis white males.
Yeah.
And hopefully that
And
stuff's gonna keep changing over time.
yeah, and not that 100% automatically means you're not going to consider that, because I know white cis males who are like are real true allies, like, for real.
Right.
But we also live in a world where, like, they don't have to think about that, so why would they?
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, it's not like, "Oh, I'm anti that." It never, it's like left-handed. If you're not left-handed, you're not gonna think about those things, or like, disabilities, or like any of those things, you know?
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, maybe, I mean, I don't think I'm like, I don't want to be an acting teacher. Like, I could, but maybe I have to start like a queer friendly
Start a
acting.
collective.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. 'Cause I can't be the only one out there that's like, I sure wish I could go to an acting class and not have the teacher be like, "Well, women are always like this, so that's what you gotta do." Which, like,
Right.
okay, yes, I guess I need to know that, because, like, I will be going out for those parts, but, like, it'd be nice to
You
have a
also
little respite.
know what the common denominator is like. You've got that, you know?
Yes. Yeah. It would be nice to have an uncommon denominator. Just a little respite. Just a little respite.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How's
So we're
Cubby?
actually,
Oh, are we at
oh,
time?
camping. We've got a little bit of time. I've been keeping in contact with him. Unfortunately, his SIM card died
Hmm.
on his phone, so
Well,
less
maybe.
less communication.
So I reached out to him a couple weeks ago because one of my friends who is an actor just moved to Philadelphia. And
Oh,
so,
cool.
like, he doesn't know anybody there. He's except for the people at the theater that he's interning at.
Yeah,
At not interning, what is it called? I don't know. He's working at a theater.
yeah.
Um, and so yeah, I was gonna introduce him and Cubby on the internet, but I never heard back from Cubby. So I was like, oh, he must be very busy. Eh?
Well, yeah, probably very busy, but also
His SIM
his
card.
phone has been broken, so that's probably why. Did you do it? Was it Facebook Messenger?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, no, that's probably, yeah, it's probably just that he's
Well,
crazy
that's
busy.
okay. He can't really hang out or meet up with my friend until he's back anyway, so I could wait.
What theater in Philly?
The Walnut Street Theater.
Oh, cool. Oh, what's he doing at Walnut Street? That's like a legit theater.
He's doing like office stuff, but
Oh, okay, yeah.
he's also going to be in a one act coming up soon.
Oh, cool. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, that's great. Yeah, no, Cubby is a good person to know. And if you get me this person's info, I can also introduce them to other Philly people because I'm still in
Oh, great.
contact with a lot of my Philly, good Philly theater people.
Well, then, yeah, I'll send you one of those. Here you go, meet
Facebook.
each other Facebook thing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
good. I love living in LA, but I have a lot of love for Philly. It's like there's a lot of good stuff in that town.
Yeah. I can't wait to go back and visit it.
Yeah. I can't wait to go back and visit too. I was out there, I guess it's like a year ago, last October for a wedding.
It was like 2017 or something for me.
Oh my gosh. Oh wow, things are a little different.
Yeah.
There's like new restaurants and there's like that's pretty much it, just new restaurants.
Okay.
That's all I care about in the town. I was like, what's the food situation?
New restaurants, less shoshi.
That's right. But yeah, we're at time now.
Okay.
We did it. We made it.
Yay.
We have another show. I think my tiny gun might not be tiny enough. I think I
Depends
might
on
have
how
made it.
tiny the hat is.
It's pretty tiny. It's like one of those little cowboy hat things. I think it needs to be smaller than this. That's okay. I can make it smaller.
Yeah.
I can make it smaller. Yeah. All right. Thank you, everybody. We had a great show. We did trivia. We did crafts. We fixed a zipper. Oh, that's an interesting idea. I'm gonna think about that. That might be very funny to pull it out of a hat and then unfold it and then fire it. I might think about that. That's a good idea. That's funny. We did trivia. We made crafts. We talked about our feelings. It was a great show. We'll be back next week. I think Cubby is back next week. I think he's back next week.
I should probably be here as far as I know, unless I fall asleep again.
Which is a perfectly valid choice.
Thank
I will
you.
never get upset at someone for sleeping.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Sleeping's great. Highly recommend it. It's one of the things I'm really good at.
Yeah, I like to practice, even though I'm already pretty good at it.
I'm good at sleeping, good at eating. Got basic functions covered.
You've got this human thing down.
Boom. All right. I will see you all next week. Have a beautiful, wonderful day. Post all your art in the Discord. I'll post stuff in it as well, and I'll see you next week.